Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, we're watching I left the US for India and built a 23 million burrito business.
Dollar burrito business, not a 23 million burrito business.
Sorry, I'm squinting.
$23 million burrito business. But Mullah, 32, moved from the US to India in 2012 and ended up building one of the country's biggest Mexican-inspired food chains. He was able to turn a $250K investment into a $23 million business, all while learning how to navigate and thrive with life in India.
A Korean burrito.
Huh?
Korean burrito.
Sarit's talking about another video. People ain't going to understand what you're on about.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You know what I mean? She watched this other video, so she's like bringing that onto it. But unless they watch that, no one's going to know. Yeah, anyway, guys, we're going to check this one out and see what it's like. I haven't seen anything from, what is it, CNBC Make It channel. Is that a news channel? Or I've heard of CNBC. Is that? I don't know. Anyway, I'll put the link to the video in the description below. Do let us know if there's anything else that you guys see on there that you want us to react to, or any other videos. Anyway, here we go. Bangalore.
Coming to India to do business is a big learning curve. First, India is a learning curve, then business in India is a further learning curve. For me, it was all about letting India be India. If you find monotony dull, if you find comfort boring, then India is a perfect place to be. Nothing is predictable. Every day is different. I took it as par for the course that I would just have to adjust to this in order to be successful here. My name is Bert Mueller. I'm 35 years old. I live in Bengaluru, India, and I moved here in December 2011.
2011.
So when I looked at starting a Mexican-inspired restaurant in India, there was just Taco Bell. Even now, 13 years in the future, very few people have started Mexican restaurants. Today, with California Burrito, we have 103 stores. This journey from 1 to 103 stores has taken us almost 12 plus years. When we started our first store, in our first financial year, we did about $500,000. Last year, we did $23 million. It's at about 85 rupees to the dollar.
Wow.
Starting out in India was very challenging, but I never doubted that I had made a right decision. And I think India's stretched me as a person, and it's really a wonderful place to be. I'm very happy living here. The apartment I stay in has 3 bedrooms. It's a duplex, and it costs me about $1,200 a month. And a lot of these furnitures also were my grandparents, so it's passed through the family and now really feels like my old house in the US here in India. This is where I take my coffee in the morning and look out over the small garden I have. This is my small garden, my patio. I have a large avocado tree right over here.
I would have thought if
now,
you
it's
had
not usually
$23
raining in
million
Bangalore right
that
now.
you would
This is
probably have a
very
big house.
unseasonal.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
You know, you would.
I grew up in Silver Spring, Maryland, right outside Washington, D.C. A very traditional suburban, middle-class American childhood, I would say. I went to the College of William and Mary in Virginia. I had a double major in music and public policy. I had the opportunity to study abroad, and I saw most people were going to Spain or Italy, and I'm a bit of a contrarian, and I wanted to go somewhere that was radically different than the U.S. 8348. So I decided that India was the place to be.
It's probably cheaper than having a car though, going in these,
was just crazy in a sense, and it was so different than what I had grown up with. I came out here with about 20 people on the study abroad program. Some people got sick. Some people, didn't like the food. It didn't treat their system well. I was certainly someone who blossomed and was very comfortable navigating India, whereas most other people in the program weren't. As an individual, I've always been somebody who's extremely frugal. What do I spend? In terms of groceries, I spend anywhere between $150 to $200 a month.
You didn't buy much.
Once I came to India and then I went back, I never wanted to have Indian food in the U.S. again because whatever I'd had in India was so good, everything else paled in comparison. On eating out, it's probably another $200 a month, maybe $400 if it's a very active month. The challenges of living here is it can be frustrating to get things done. Patience is kind of the right strategy usually. They say fortune favors the bold. I would say India favors the patient. The other thing is, knock on wood, I had actually not had any health issues, but last year I got dengue in August, and then I got typhoid in January. So I'd gone for 13 years with no problems, and then last year I got 2. So,
wow.
There are health issues that can arise that would not happen in the U.S., and these are not small issues.
You get
All
that
the
like
people in
from
our
a
program
scooter
were
bike
living
or
with
something,
families.
or
One of my
something.
friends was of Mexican origin, and one day I came over to her house and I saw she'd made this food for the family she was living with, and they were loving the food. As soon as I saw that, I thought, that maybe this was something I could do. I could bring Mexican-inspired cuisine to India.
Is it a music thing he's studying? 2,000 people.
When we were raising money for our first store, we estimated we needed about $100,000 to do it. We raised $250,000, so that was from friends, family. 2 of my childhood friends decided to join, and we opened in October 2012, our first store. The store did extremely well.
It wasn't a lot to...
All of a sudden, it was clear that we needed to grow our own ingredients. So in 2018, we ordered Hass avocado trees from California. We imported them and we planted them, about 500 of them. 6 months in, some elephants came through the avocado farm and trampled 60 of the trees. Past 13 years, we've worked hard to make the food taste like you would get it in California or taste like you get it in Mexico. If you use the tomatoes from India, they taste very different than the tomatoes you'd get in the US. And the onions taste very different, the beans taste different. So it takes a lot of time to develop the supply chain that leads to a food that, while is approachable for someone who's from India, is also differentiated from a flavor perspective.
Okay.
So when we break down that $23 million revenue, our food costs are about 37% food and packing costs. Our labor costs would be about 12% and approximately 4% on marketing. Real estate would be about 9%. And then corporate overhead would be about 5%. And we have other operating expenses. So at the bottom line, you could say it's around 10%.
Okay.
Our plan is to reach 300 stores by 2030, at which point we would probably list the company and do an IPO in India, and we'll see what happens.
That kind of going far.
For me, living in India feels like I'm a part of this incredible once-in-a-lifetime growth story. India is on a growth story that other countries have already gone through, and to be able to witness the transformation and change that people's lives are experiencing is really powerful. I think it's also just a wonderful place to be from a life experience perspective, and I couldn't be happier to be here.
He looks it.
Does he? He's very convincing.
No, he didn't see me now, did he?
Expected while saying it.
Yeah. Yeah,
He said he wants to get some content out.
you know what? This isn't his channel.
Oh.
This isn't. This is like I told you, it's a different channel.
He did not sell it at all.
Guys,
Everything he showed, I was like,
yeah,
I would not even, never ever.
I don't think he filmed it because it's obviously what you call it. But what is CNBC? I'm sure it's a new channel in America, but they post in there because you see it produced by and all these people. If you was like being like police officers, stuff like you look at someone and you like what they're saying, do you actually believe them and trust them? I did feel a bit like, okay. Don't get me wrong.
Any day.
Number one, I have to admit that, see what it proves though is him being American. He got the idea of the burrito, which is Mexican, and he's not Mexican, he's friend, and he saw them not liking it. So he's got food from another country that he knew people liked, not anything he knew about or he was cooking or making or enjoying or whatever. and then taking that into a total different country that has, it's not about the American food, not about the Indian food. He's gone there and gone, okay, I'm going to do Californian Mexican food in India and start something totally new that worked for him. That you look at it and you go, wow, okay, that is good. But again, it was like, you make that much money, you're like going, again, his home didn't like impress me so much. And I would think that, how does everyone else live there?
I want a lovely view. I'd want to be somewhere.
Because this is what garden, and don't get me wrong, I'm not like,
the only thing he sold to me, which we know for a fact is true, is the food. The food is beautiful.
Yeah, food is really good.
This part here when he says I wouldn't eat in America or wherever he's from.
Yeah. The food is amazing. Like eating it there, I get that and stuff like that. And I did think that, being in India, like getting the place or whatever, probably would have been a lot more cheaper kind of thing. Yeah. And then obviously certainly if you're growing your own crops. But again, you're going to get those other issues like elephants coming through. That doesn't happen everywhere else, does it? No. But anyway, guys, that was the video. That was the reaction. Let us know. It's something different. I just thought, well, it was there, and I thought it would be good to have a look and see. Just in case you want to go some other country and decide to create something that you don't even know, like, you know what I mean? But it just shows that if you've got the willingness to do something, you can do it even though you're not specialised in it. But then at the same time, he's been doing it since 2011. So if you think 14 years, he clearly enjoys doing what he does.
Yeah.
He must do, otherwise why would you?
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, that was the video. See you in the next one.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.